What's up, guys? It's Jones.
And I'm Man. And tonight we're Jonesing a little bit different. Check this out. What's up, Joneses? Man here, and I'm here to give you a little bit of information about this special episode that we're doing. Well, as everybody knows, we're on quarantine. Everybody's locked down. So Jones and I have still kind of been trying to bring you some episodes. Hopefully one or two of those have dropped in this time frame, or by the time that this episode drops at least. We're going to do something different for this next episode. We're going to be trying ancient age. But what's different about this is I'm actually going to crack it here with you guys. I'm not going to taste it. What I'm going to do is I'm going to pour Jones a sample. I'm going to send it to him, but he's not going to know what it is. So, as you just saw, you and I are the only ones that know what we're drinking tonight. We're drinking, what do you know about what we're drinking, Jones?
Absolutely zero, other than I received a package in the mail and a poorly taped and labeled bottle.
What I was referring to before you decided to bash my shipping is which sample do you have?
Oh, I have sample A. I'm sorry. My apologies, guys.
Okay, so now we know what sample A is, but Jones doesn't. So what we're going to do in this episode is we're going to do it a little bit different. We're actually going to taste, open, smell, kind of review without, well, we know what it is, but somebody doesn't. And really get a open, honest, just straight up review. As I said in the intro, I haven't tried this either. So we're going to review it based off that. And then once we've done that, we'll give it a rating. And then we'll do the big reveal. And I'll tell you a little bit about the spirit that we're trying today. So I guess really the best way to do it is just kind of get into it, right?
Yeah. So sample A. I have not poured yet. I was waiting for you to tell me it was okay for me to pour.
Yep. So I've instructed Jones not to pour, not to open. I've already poured me my neat pour and my on the rocks pour. And you can go ahead and do both, Jones, because I really wanted to make sure that you came into this just completely clueless. Only thing you really know is sample A and the color. So based off the color, have you already started to make some ideas about what type of spirit it is?
Based off the color, I was assuming since it's coming from you, it's probably going to be a rum.
Okay.
Or possibly a whiskey that you've been aching for me to try.
Okay.
But I haven't, or we have not tried yet.
Okay. It's got some legs on it.
A
little bit.
It has some real legs on it. So now it's pointing me closer toward just from the legs, it's pointing me closer to a whiskey.
What about from the scent?
Can't tell just yet.
Okay. This is fun. I like it. I like it already.
This is pretty fun.
All right. You want to talk about anything that you get from the odor?
No. I'm kind of excited to go ahead and get a sip.
It's weird for me because I know what it is. Like when I smell it, I already associate certain things. But I'm not going to say it. So let's just go ahead and...
I'm getting closer to a whiskey or a bourbon.
Okay. Let's just go ahead and give it a clink 'em and drink 'em, which I think we're on this side. Yeah, I think that'll work. Yeah, let's give it a sip. Couple sips there. I see you're running through all the mathematical calculations and formulations, and what are you coming up with so far on that first sip? Or first couple sips?
Bland.
Huh?
This is kind of bland.
Kind of bland. Okay. What do you think it is?
It tastes more like a whiskey to me.
Okay. All right. So it's a whiskey. All right. You wanna go ahead into the rock side?
So, can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
What is the proof that's shown this? It seems fairly low. It seems like maybe an 80 or a 90.
I believe it is an 80 proof. But I'm not exactly sure off the top of my head. I'll look in a minute. We'll reveal in a minute. I don't. It's definitely not a high proof. I feel like it's 80, maybe 90, somewhere in that neighborhood.
Yeah, it's not sweet enough for me to be a rum.
Okay. I'm gonna do some cheating. Yeah, I said it. It's a 90 proof. 90 proof.
It's fairly bland.
Fairly bland. Okay. So I guess the leeway now that you've had it kind of on the rocks and neat. What would you? So you're definitely going with that. This is a whiskey.
Whiskey.
Okay. What would you rate it?
I'd probably rate it maybe at a 3. It's fairly average. It's kind of boring.
Yeah.
Like you get some notes on it, like a little vanilla kind of spice.
Mm-hmm.
But the heat, and maybe I've just been drinking a lot of high proof during the quarantine. But it's very mediocre. It's not mediocre in the point of, I guess, like I said, maybe I am anticipating more of a burn or higher proof. But even the flavors themselves are like very subtle.
Okay. Does it remind you of anything at all?
It makes me think of something from the Buffalo Trace line.
Okay. Okay. I think.
Is it the Little Book?
Oh, you rated a 3. You rated a 3. Now,
Yeah.
Little Book is Jim Beam, I believe. I think, and it's much higher proof. Much higher proof. Yeah, but I think Jim. I think it might be 130, 120, 130 something.
Oh, this is definitely.
Or maybe 114, but I think it's over 100. All right, so for me it was pretty surprising, knowing what it is. The neat shot is kind of peppery on the tongue for me.
Yeah.
But when you put it on the rocks, it really tapers what taste. It's not really complex, I would say. It's pretty straightforward, bourbon flavor. It is what you get kind of deal, and then that's pretty much it. On the rocks, surprisingly, it tapers that down, but I feel like it brings out the alcohol more, the impurities in it.
Is this Eagle Rare?
Oh no! Are you ready? Are you ready to find out what it is?
Yeah, sure.
It is sample A is ancient age.
I felt like it was something from the Buffalo Trace line.
You nailed it on the head with your first guess that it is from the Buffalo Trace line. The ancient age is their lower end arrangement of bourbons.
Lower end, that is an understatement. This is the most budget of budgets.
Well, this is ancient. It's 3 ancients. No, it's 2. Ancient age is supposedly the better of the budget, because there's an ancient age and then there's an ancient age. And some
all around $10 bourbons.
So and then in that you also have benchmark.
Yeah.
So I think it's benchmark and then ancient age. Put it this
the other way around.
Oh, well, put it this way. This is $24 for a half gallon. It says 10 star. And I think originally at one time, this was a 10-year bourbon.
Yes.
But then they
No,
added
I
that little
understand that.
star up under there. And I think it went to like a 5 to 6 year old bourbon. But if you look at some of them, now this one doesn't say that. Oh, yeah, this one does. It actually says aged at least 36 months. So it's really small, but you probably can't see that. So I'm gonna say you're at least getting a 3 year old bourbon, a half gallon of it for $24. I personally was surprised at how drinkable it is
Yeah.
for that price.
At that price, it's a great drink. But like I said in the beginning, it's very bland, and you don't get a lot of like anything. For me, I didn't get a lot of anything on the nose.
Yeah. Well, I didn't get a lot of fragrance other than, corn, that normal
Yeah,
bourbon smell. But it did taste very reminiscent of Buffalo Trace. And
yeah,
honestly, it tasted like regular old, like I don't have a bottle, but it tasted like Buffalo Trace to me.
yeah. And you notice I asked if it was Eagle Ray
Yeah, you go, yeah.
because as I kept sipping, I was like, I've had this before. And
Yeah.
the funny thing, the funniest thing about Ancient Age is I actually use this to cook.
Yeah.
Like if I'm making like whiskey wings or something, I'm not gonna put no $50 bourbon on my wings.
Right.
Well, it depends on what I'm cooking for.
Right.
But 90% of the time, they're getting Ancient Age or Benchmark 8.
I will say that there's a little, like, at the end, a little point where it kind of turns a little bit. It's I'm gonna use this term loosely, but it's pretty smooth, pretty easy to drink, and then it kind of makes you go right at the end. But
Only
honest,
on the rocks.
oh yeah, more so on the rocks than the neat. I get it a
The
little bit
neat
on the
is
neat, but
like you're still sipping, trying to figure out what it is.
yeah,
But on the rocks, you're like, okay, this is not, something super good.
I don't think I rated it, but I'm going to give it a 2.5.
Whoa.
And the reason why I'm
Whoa,
going to give
okay.
it a 2.5 is because it really tastes like Buffalo Trace to me. And I think I gave Buffalo Trace a 2.5. And I wouldn't. It's not something that I enjoy and I want to grab a bottle. But for a Buffalo, if you drink Buffalo Trace and you haven't tried Ancient Age, I think you've been cheating yourself
Yeah.
because
Oh yeah.
this is really similar, really similar.
Yeah, it's really simple, really good, and I think that's the whole thing is it's just a touch away. But like I said, most places I've seen it, I've never seen a fifth for more than $10.
Yeah, I would say
So
buy you a bottle of Buffalo Trace, drink you like 2 pours, or if you depending on how big your pour is, 1 pour of Buffalo Trace, and then the rest of the night drink Ancient Age. Your Buffalo Trace bottle will go long, and you,
hey,
you won't really notice a difference.
you know what's even better is if you get a Buffalo Trace bottle because you have those friends, right? And let them start out with the actual Buffalo Trace,
Yeah,
and then bring the Ancient Age bottle out that they don't know is Ancient Age.
just
Because think
switch it
about it.
on.
Most people, after a couple sips, and their mind is already fixated on what they're drinking,
Yeah,
they never know, hey, this isn't as strong. Did somebody pour water in this?
it has the Buffalo Trace profile. It has the Buffalo
Yep.
Trace aroma. And do you happen to know what Buffalo
Same
Trace
mash bill.
is? A sour mash too?
Yeah, one. Sour mash one.
Okay. What's what the proof is on Buffalo Trace?
Buffalo Trace, I think, is still about 90.
Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. You're getting the same oil and saving a little money.
Save a little money. I think with your body chemistry, you just got to worry about that next day.
Yeah. Or it might be a little harsh.
Yeah, you got to hydrate a little more.
Okay. Well, I think that was pretty cool. Did you?
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
To give you a chance to kind of really guess. I knew you would get it was a whiskey, but I didn't think you would narrow it down to you even hit the house that it was Buffalo Trace. So,
well, I drink a lot of their products.
yeah. I know you had this before, so I was like, I wonder would he just automatically, oh, this is Buffalo Trace, right off the rip, or would you kind of have to, could you identify?
I was like, well, trying to go through it because I was like, well, all the Buffalo Trace products that I've had are typically higher proof.
Yeah.
But it does have like some of the notes of Stag, some of the notes of Eagle Rare, and even Buffalo Trace. So it's like it's from that distillery. And then I was like, well, he didn't say when I said Buffalo Trace, he didn't say it was. So I'm thinking.
I was trying to be mysterious. I was trying to be mysterious.
Oh, you were trying to get me all mixed up. Okay.
Yeah.
So before we ramble on, guys.
So definitely
this has been a great experience for me.
Well, cool. We got 2 more samples, so hopefully we'll keep this momentum going. As always, while everybody's on their whole quarantine, lockdown, we're going to keep putting these together. I think it looks a little bit more like we're in the same place now, which is pretty chill.
Yeah, trying to do better, guys.
Yeah, we're working it. As always, we want to spend a special shot and special thanks out to who?
Oh, all those essential employees. We appreciate all that you do, guys. Please continue to stay safe. And for those of us who are not essential employees, keep your behinds at home, please.
That's right.
Do not be in Lowe's, Home Depot, or any other store that's open.
Let me add, and I have one spotlight. It is Faber Distilling.
Yes.
So a lot of distillers have decided to start making hand sanitizer, or my baby say hand sanitizer. And this is Faber Distilling out of Pennsylvania. I think it's awesome that distillery companies are doing this and creating these products. So every time I find a bottle, I'm going to highlight the company. I haven't tried any of their spirits, but once I am going to seek out something from Faber Distilling Company just because they've done this. I'm hoping my local spot here in Greensboro really, in the tri-area kind of takes on and does something, because I would love for us to support in that fashion. Now, I will say it is funky, but it smells like mash. That sour corn. Like whenever you take a distillery tour, that scent that you have in the air, that's exactly what it smells like to me.
You know what? That will be perfect when you go back to work to have everybody think you're sweating liquor.
Well, yeah, we don't want to end up with any impromptu drug tests because you hand sanitizer. But I want to get.
That's right.
I'm trying to get me a little collection of these because I really feel like I think this is an awesome thing. We drink a lot, and I think that this is their way of giving back and supporting during this time. So
that is awesome.
Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at Jones and Mann. And this has been a blind episode. Shouts out to Jones for holding it down. Another episode of Jones and Mann. Click 'em and drink 'em.